Last night I also mentioned it was time for Donald Trump to recognise the reality of what had occurred in the election and concede. And there's been a big step in that direction in Washington today. I'll have more on that later in the program too. But first, speaking of the US, the presidential contest has generated acute interest in truth. Truth and the political debate, truth and the media. Much of the debate has centred on when the media, and especially the tech giants, call out untruths, call out erroneous claims or unmasked lies. Now, I always favour the truth. I'm absolutely on board for the truth. It should be the priority. Priority number one, number two and number three in political debate and certainly in media reporting and commentary. But the trouble with this debate is that it's so jaundiced. Most of the media and certainly the tech giants, they're only interested in calling out misinformation if they see it coming from Donald Trump or from the right of politics. I've shown you before the absolute bunkum they're happy to spread from Joe Biden and others on the left, and they never call that out. And I was watching this very station yesterday and I saw a classic example. At Sky we air all views, all opinions, all angles, all across this station. We might argue with them, but they're all here. But have a listen to the Greens leader Adam Bant and imagine the reaction if a right-of-centre politician tried to say something just as ridiculous.
Climate crisis will kill Queensland. It will mean large parts of northern Australia become uninhabitable. It means it's an attack on farmers and our agricultural sector, and it means tourism jobs, in many instances, being wiped out.
Wiped out, uninhabitable, kill Queensland? He says we're going to kill Queensland? This is just nutty stuff, of course. It's supposed to be scary. But who fact-checks these crazies, this craziness? Put that in a tweet and see if Twitter slaps a clarification on that. It's just hypocrisy, it's paradox, and it's the inanity of our current political debate. And the trouble is they only care about truth on one side of this political debate in the modern media age. And this has serious implications in some of the most powerful positions in the world. For instance, have a listen to these alarmist claims from US Secretary of State John Kerry in 2016.
Antarctica is the real canary in the coal mine, and if the West Antarctic ice sheet were to melt, and it is unstable today and melting at a certain rate, you'd have 4 to 5 meters of sea level rise, and if the entire ice sheet were to melt over the next centuries, you'd have 180 to 200 feet of sea level rise.
Again, scary stuff. It's worth pointing out that the latest IPCC report has gone a little cold on the extreme predictions about Antarctic ice shelves. But Kerry's comments there are designed not so much to inform us, are they, but to frighten us. And Joe Biden has just announced that Kerry will be the new administration's special envoy on climate change. Now, most in the media, most on the left, same thing, will welcome this return to government orthodoxy. Well, let me show you some more about orthodoxy, running with the zeitgeist, and how wrong that can turn out to be. Here's Kerry, around the same time, 2016, on Middle East peace.
There will be no separate peace between Israel and the Arab world. I want to make that very clear to all of you. I've heard several prominent politicians in Israel sometimes saying, well, the Arab world's in a different place now. We just have to reach out to them and we can work some things with the Arab world and we'll deal with the Palestinians. No, 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 and no. I can tell you that reaffirmed even in the last week as I have talked to leaders of the Arab community. There will be no advance and separate peace with the Arab world without the Palestinian process and Palestinian peace. Everybody needs to understand that. That is a hard reality.
Wow, he was so certain of himself, wasn't he? And how wrong can you be? Under Trump, under the disruptors approach, we've seen peace deals between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, Israel and Bahrain, and Israel and Sudan. So Kerry got it badly wrong. If he'd been in charge, it's clear we would have not seen these immensely important and positive developments in a crucial and volatile part of the world. Let's hope he does better getting it right, gets closer to the truth when it comes to the issue of climate and energy policy. Let's hope he doesn't just run with the alarmist zeitgeist, the stuff that is never fact-checked. But obviously, our hopes should not be too high.